Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for joining us today. My name is Infinity and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a twin flame reading. So this is an energy update for the Twin Flame Collective. Now, usually I begin this reading or these types of readings with the Energy Oracle Cards deck, but I actually purchased a few new decks recently and I felt really drawn to one of them. It's called Queen of the Moon Oracle, a really beautiful deck. And I felt guided to just pull one card, and as I started shuffling, this card just flew out. And the card that came out is the card Assessing. So I actually want to read a little bit about this card from their guidebook here. It is time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you are honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. I am enjoying moving and choosing, moving and choosing. You have begun your journey, and now it is time to assess where you are and what to do next. You have made a decision, you have worked and walked the path for some time, and yet you understand that in every journey it's a wise action to check the map. I kept hearing decision, making a decision, feeling indecisive. There could be someone I'm connecting with here who has been either experiencing some of their own confusions or feelings of doubt about the path that they're on or certain decisions that they've made specifically in regards to their spiritual path or their twin flame connection specifically. Alternatively, I feel this could be for someone who is actually picking up on projected doubt and feelings of confusion that are actually coming from external sources, voices from other people in their lives, opinions of other people, or even just society's paradigm, very limited paradigm, worldview when it comes to love and relationship and connection, or even twin flames that has somehow kind of got into this person's mind and cause them to feel a little bit heavy in their energy body, a little bit confused or uncertain. Now, as always, I do say that I channel many different specific messages for different individuals through this reading, so please keep in mind that not every message here in this reading will be for you specifically. Always consult your own intuition above all else in determining which messages are for you and which are for others. Now, if the messages are connecting with you, the extended version of this reading is available on my Patreon page, which is linked in the pinned comment and description under this video. Also, for those of you who didn't watch my last reading, I did announce that I am pausing the September billing cycle for my Patreon, which means September will be a free month for my extended readings. Okay, so now that we have that initial message from this Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, I am going to head over to the Energy Oracle cards as usual. If you would like me to channel specific messages for you and your situation, be sure to like the video and also make sure that you are subscribed, because by liking and subscribing, you are actually signaling your energetic presence to me, and I'm able to pick up on that energy and actually channel more specific messages for you and for your situation. Okay, so what do twin flames listening to this reading need to know? And as I could barely get the question out before the Patience card flew out face up, so I know that I was supposed to read that aloud for you all right now. Normally, I like to pull several cards and then move through them, but this card just flew right out. Man holding a heart reversed. So I clearly heard a message for a divine feminine. Have patience, with your divine masculine who is still learning to open his heart. That is the message that I heard for this divine feminine. How is this divine masculine learning to open his heart? Why is this divine masculine still learning to open his heart? All tied up. There's something specifically connecting with communication here. I see a masculine who's like the very strong, silent, almost like stoic type. And I feel this masculine has been very slow in the past to communicate about his feelings. There's something about emotional communication here. I feel this is something within him, a pattern within him that actually started long before meeting this feminine. Yeah, the World card came out, and what stood out to me on this card is how lonely it felt. There is just the image of this one person looking at the world but feeling so apart from it. And I feel this masculine being very slow to open his heart, being very emotionally closed off, feeling very different from people around him. Almost, I'm getting this kind of like outsider energy from whatever masculine I'm channeling right now. And again, this will just be someone specifically. This may not be everyone. I'm really feeling drawn to one of my other decks. This is the Soul's Journey deck. So let's see what else is going on with this masculine just emotionally. What is this masculine emotionally experiencing but not communicating to the divine feminine? This is really interesting. The cards happiness and health came out, and these cards say, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. I just heard from this happiness card a masculine saying like, I'm not communicating how much you make me happy. Like you make me happier than you realize. For some reason, this masculine I'm channeling right now is holding back from communicating to the divine feminine just how happy he is when he is with her, when he's in her energy, when he feels himself connecting with her. With the health card, I actually heard healing from this card. I heard this is a time of healing for this masculine. And because of this deep level healing, this may be why he has been slow to communicate or a bit closed off with communicating his emotions, because this healing is really taking a lot of his energy. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. That is what this card says. Okay, so I'm actually going to reshuffle the energy oracle cards just to get some more messages for us here. What else is going on with this divine masculine? Let's just keep going on that kind of energetic track here, because clearly there is some dynamic taking place, some deep level healing, potentially causing slow communication, because this healing is taking a lot of this masculine's energy. What is this masculine healing? That's what I want to know, actually. Cornucopia. Guys, this is so synchronistic. This card is the number 11 card, and I'm still recovering fully from being sick, so I've been sleeping in pretty late just to prioritize my body's rest. And today I actually woke up at exactly 11:11, so I really thought that this card and maybe just the number 11:11 would come out during today's reading. So let me know in the comments if that connects with any of you specifically. But we were talking about what this masculine is healing, and there's something to do with wishes fulfilled here, alignment. I just heard like a healing leading to greater alignment. It's almost like this masculine is healing out of disalignment, a life that was very disaligned. That's kind of what I'm getting. I do want to just read a little bit about this card to see what comes through. An abundant harvest and great blessings are waiting for you, and you may even find all of your wishes fulfilled. This cornucopia of gifts from the universe can come in the form of financial riches, job fulfillment, romantic love, or all of the above. I heard in limbo and spiritual awakening, ego death. I hear this masculine is like in this aligning process. It's like stuck in this kind of limbo between a life and a persona and relationships, potentially even just facets of his life that were very disaligned with his soul, and then moving from there into this space of greater alignment. But I see this as kind of a very drawn out process. This isn't something new, and it's also not something that's just like a week long or a month long. This is speaking to a kind of overarching life theme for the collective masculine at this time that many of you are probably seeing signs of individually, either within yourself if you do identify as the masculine, or within your twin. Yeah, so I want to see if I can channel more about what this masculine isn't communicating to the divine feminine throughout this process or about this process. You know, I'm actually going to pull a card from the Rumi Oracle deck. This is another one of the decks I recently got, and this is my first time using it in a reading, but I'm really excited about it. So let's see what we get here. What is this masculine not communicating? What's going on within this masculine? I'm just pulling a few cards here. I've actually got 2 cards already, and I'm going to pull a third. So the 3 cards to come out here were Sacred Soul Sister, Let Love Transform, Enter the Garden of Delights. I'm actually going to read a little bit from this guidebook here. I was exploring a little bit of this the other day, and there are so many beautiful messages in here. When you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond conscious, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. Wow, what a powerful message. I actually see this masculine's higher self speaking to this divine feminine, asking her to set aside her feelings of doubt or confusion or ego or whatever is coming into play here in the physical world, and actually to see beyond, as this poem so beautifully said, to really feel or sense beyond consciousness in order to sense his presence energetically with her. And in doing so, I see this as being what allows love to transform, their love to transform into this garden of delights, which I see connected to this cornucopia card. It's like this masculine is saying, I am in the process of this deep level healing, which means that at times I don't fully communicate what I am emotionally experiencing with you, but I'm asking you on a higher self level, divine feminine, to see beyond our physical 3D world, to go beyond consciousness into what your soul knows on a core level about me, about this connection. And in doing so, to allow this love to transform as it wants to, as it is destined to, into this cornucopia, into this garden of delights, into this manifestation energy in the physical. It's like ironic, in order to manifest all of these physical components of this love that I see this divine feminine longing for, this manifested, stable, harmonious 3D union kind of energy, I see the need to actually release the physical. It's like the back door into this manifestation. And that's kind of the message I see coming through. I really do love that deck. There's so many beautiful messages to explore. Let me know if you want me to share more messages from the Rumi Oracle in the future. Rumi creates so much poetry that applies so specifically to the twin flame connection. Okay, so what else do twin flames collectively need to know about this connection at this time? I'm just going to channel any other general messages and then get into specifics from both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Okay, so 3 cards came out here. So the first 2 cards were the Temple Path reversed and Blossoming Abundance reversed. Now with the Temple Path reversed, I should say this card is the number 12 card. I almost said 1212 because that's what I was getting to. And I actually saw the number 1212 earlier in this reading. So that might apply to you in some way. And I'm actually going to look up that number to see if I can channel any specific messages from the number 1212. 1212 symbolizes your spiritual awakening in life and a great sign that you're on your way towards luck for love. When you see these numbers, think of some sense to stay positive and continue leading the right track and purpose in life. Now this card is reversed, so I actually heard that someone's physical 3D self is wondering, am I on the right path, or feeling like maybe they aren't even on the right path. But ironically, they have been aligned, they have been on the right path for a long time, and this is just their ego's fears or their physical human self projecting doubt onto this path or onto this situation. With Blossoming Abundance reversed, I associate this card reversed with feeling like something is slipping through your fingers. So what feels like it's slipping through someone's fingers here? Okay, 4th chakra, the heart chakra reversed. I just heard it felt like love was slipping through my fingers. So I've been constructing this wall around myself. I hear a voice saying like we need to protect ourselves, or we're going to be hurt again. And ironically, this person, by constructing these walls around their heart, is continuing to manifest situations of hurt because they are continuing this energetic cycle of being hurt, then putting up walls to protect themselves in an effort to protect themselves, but then continuing to have this energetic expectation, this pattern of hurt, of wounding. Because of these walls, they continue to build up, that continues to manifest pain in love, and then they continue to build the walls higher, and on this cycle goes. And I heard this cycle is much older than you. This cycle didn't begin with you, but it does end with you. I'm hearing this is actually a kind of generational pattern or curse. It's globally a generational curse. It's something that as a society worldwide, globally, we tend to build the walls around ourselves, emotionally speaking, so high that no one can get through them. And then when no one gets through them because of the walls, we say, see, no one can get past my walls. If that makes sense, it's like this never-ending cycle. And I see someone here being the first to break this cycle, however, this being very painful. And I heard the walls don't come down all at once. Beautiful soul, these walls, they come down piece by piece, and then sometimes you build them back up from a place of hurt and then tear them back down a little more and then build them up a little bit. And that's the process of healing. It's not linear. It's a very slow unraveling. And I just heard you're going to have days up and down, days that don't feel like healing. But overall, it's all part of the healing process. And that's okay. Self-forgiveness came up here as well. It's like learning to forgive yourself for the days that you still construct those walls from a space of fear or hurt, because the curses, the patterns, the energetic patterns you are breaking are so deep, much deeper than this one lifetime. They span across many, many lifetimes, many different generations and places. But you are the generational curse breaker of your family and of the world, and you need to remember that. Now, if you are struggling with these feelings of of hurt in the heart chakra specifically. If you find yourself constructing these walls from a space of hurt, I speak a lot on something I call hurt activation versus heart activation. And maybe I'll even share more about this in an Instagram post later. If you do want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at magnetize yourself. But I do feel that this person who is constructing these walls, what is happening is they are picking up these vibrations of hurt, either from a situation that their ego is perceiving, or even from other people's projections or society's beliefs that are kind of infiltrating their energy. So I am feeling guided to tell you to protect your energy, to activate your heart chakra energy, to surround yourself with that powerful love energy, that magnetic love energy in spite of your fears. Now, I have created a subliminal specifically designed to activate the heart chakra, the heart energy for twin flames. So this is called my Twin Flame Heart Chakra Activation Subliminal, and it's really designed to amplify your heart chakra vibrations through immersing your energy body in powerful binaural beat frequencies that really retune the heart chakra to its natural state of being. It also contains unconscious affirmations to bypass the conscious filter of your mind and deeply reprogram your energy to become magnetic for love, for unconditional love connection. This is a subliminal I specifically use whenever I feel hurt activation happening within my being or within my twin flame connection, to really eliminate all of those negative lower vibrations and strengthen your love bond, the magnetic love connection you have with your twin. So this subliminal comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. As you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. So I have subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts like confidence and happiness, for specific material manifestations like money or business success, and for twin flames specifically, I have an entire section of subliminals dedicated solely to the twin flame connection. So you can try out this twin flame heart chakra activation or any subliminal from my site completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. And again, all of that information is linked below. So moving forward in this spread we've pulled here, the card Rest and Rejuvenation also flew out while I was speaking about this temple path reverse, this blossoming abundance reversed, feeling as though someone is off of their path, but they're actually not. It's almost the opposite of that, almost the opposite of what their mind or their conscious mind is perceiving. I just heard it looks exactly wrong, but it's exactly right. And with this Rest and Rejuvenation reversed, this person may actually be experiencing feelings of sleeplessness or restlessness. You may have found that it's difficult to sleep fully through the night, or that you keep waking up in the night. And you need to know that this is actually your energy body being highly active with this kind of deep level healing transformative process taking place within you. It's why you keep waking up, because although you're sleeping consciously, your subconscious mind, your energy, your soul is very active in this unconscious healing that is taking place within you. I also heard the word purging. There's a lot of purging taking place through this person's mind, emotions, and even their physical body. And I heard, and I feel guided to say that purging, eliminating this negativity from your being, from your physical, mental, emotional, energetic being, doesn't always look positive during the process, during that purging, healing process. At times it can actually look like breaking down, but what's happening is you're actually breaking free. That's a key here. There's some key of someone feeling like they're breaking, but they're really being broken free. It's like this divine intervention is taking place within this person to actually break them out of these old cycles. I heard karmic cycles, so there could be actual karmic cycles that you're breaking out of, either with your own behavior or thought patterns, or with a karmic connection in your life or your twin's life. And all of this is happening not just literally on the physical level where the eye can see, but also on a very deep and actually predominantly on a deep energetic level that you may be feeling the symptoms of consciously, not really knowing where they're coming from, especially right now at this time. I also heard geomagnetic storm, which I don't know really anything about this. It's just something channeling through. So let me know if you have any information about this in the comments. But I did see this news post the other day about Earth heading into some kind of a geomagnetic storm. And I do know that this affects spiritual and highly intuitive, highly sensitive people to a greater degree. However, I haven't really researched much about this, so maybe it's something I'll speak on later as I research and channel more information. But in the meantime, be sure to comment and let me know if you're familiar with anything about that. Now, the last card to come through in this spread is Door to Value, and when I flipped over this card, I instantly heard, remember your worth, remember your value. So I do want to see if I can get some more specifics here on how this connects with the reading. So I'm actually pulling another card from the Soul's Journey deck here. So how does someone need to remember their value, remember their worth, who's connecting with the reading? Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And I specifically heard you are growing and evolving. Wow, guys. Doubts. I release the need to know all the answers. So I heard that one thing that someone may need to remember in remembering their value is remembering the value of their own intuition. I see someone here who may seek approval or validation from other people externally. And this person I'm connecting with may have been experiencing doubt recently because they are being given 3D physical circumstances that are literally requiring them to really get back in touch with what their heart and soul knows. And I feel like I'm emphasizing that because I feel like the circumstances for this person, it's like they've literally been presented with people or situations who are literally causing them so much doubt or confusion. But the purpose of this is actually to force this person to get in touch and to hold fast to what their soul knows. Are there any other messages for this person who needs to remember their value? Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I heard soul growth, soul evolution. This is really interesting because I just recorded a podcast on some of the differences between twin flame connections and karmic connections or soulmate relationships. So if you've been struggling to really distinguish, is this a soulmate, is this a karmic, I will leave a link to that podcast episode below. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because for those of you who did listen to this podcast, on the positive side of the list that I described this whole method, and on the positive side of when you think about a twin flame connection, you'll find that many what you would consider to be positives about this person, what draws you to this person into this connection, is really centered around growth, around soul expansion. And I see here like a reminder that your soul can't settle for less anymore. If you're on a twin flame path, if you're consciously aware of that, if you've tasted that connection, I often compare this to the Marianas Trench of soul connections because the Marianas Trench is the deepest point in the ocean. And I say this because once you meet a twin flame, it's like reaching that Marianas Trench of your soul, meaning you can't go back, meaning everything else will feel shallow to you by comparison. Connections that in some other lifetime, if you'd never met your twin flame or encountered this connection, perhaps you could be happy in a relationship that was more shallow because you didn't know that this depth existed. But I hear this card, this growth, this I want to expand my consciousness card, reminding you that because you've tasted this connection and everything that goes along with that, your soul will always long for that kind of expansive connection, that kind of soul growing, soul expanding love connection that is exclusively shared with twin flames. And there is no going back. And there's some emphasis here on going back. By the way, the card relationships just came out here as well. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And in this case, my highest soul expansion, my highest soul growth. Like I am committed to that, fiercely committed to that. Now there's something here specifically about someone like looking back. And as I was saying, looking back, the fear card came out. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. How synchronistic is that, guys? Because I was just speaking about how I felt someone looking back on people or places or relationships in which they used to feel happy. However, what they don't realize is these people, situations, or relationships can't make them happy anymore because their standard for happiness has changed, because they no longer rely on these superficial markers of happiness to bring them joy, but it is soul authenticity that now brings them true joy, true happiness. And in fact, what they experienced before in these places and with these people that they've outgrown was not truly happiness. It was that they saw these markers of happiness, indications externally, superficially of happiness, what other people would consider to be happiness. And they experienced this happiness by proxy. Essentially, they were living out this emotional experience through other people vicariously. So when other people approved of them or their job or their relationship, they then allowed themselves, gave them permission to feel that happiness, to experience that happiness. But it wasn't true soul happiness. It was them experiencing happiness by proxy of the validation of other people looking in on this situation and saying, yes, that is the kind of person, the kind of relationship, the kind of job that should make you happy. I know that's a very high level, complex message, but I know that's going to connect with someone in a very intimate way, eliminate these vibrations of fear and this need to vicariously experience happiness through the approval of other people, and reconnect with the happiness, the true happiness and joy that can only come by living in fierce alignment with your soul's truth. Now, if you are struggling with eliminating these external voices and opinions of other people and really setting up these strong emotional boundaries so that you can live in your own soul's alignment and experience the true joy associated with that, rather than seeking the approval of others in order to feel happy. This could be because you are a highly empathic person, very sensitive to the energies of those around you. And from a young age, because of this, you could have associated happiness with approval from others, again, because you didn't have those strong energetic boundaries around yourself. So I feel you being called to really set up those boundaries in a stronger way than ever before, especially because of the karmic testing that's taking place for you right now on the planet. So a tool I personally use every single morning to create and hold these strong energetic boundaries is a 7 chakra clearing subliminal that I've created with empaths, with highly specific, highly spiritual people in mind. So this is a very comprehensive energy clearing tool because it addresses blockages and negative vibrations that become stored within the 7 chakras in the energy field by actually addressing them through the subconscious mind, through these unconscious affirmations that deeply reprogram our subconscious mind, because it is said that our subconscious is directly reflected in our energy field. So by reprogramming the subconscious for clarity, for soul knowing, for soul authenticity, we're really able to protect our energy field as well. So the link to this 7 chakra clearing is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. You guys know I like to draw a line or kind of show a difference between the 3D physical self and the higher self, the soul self, just because very often what we experience on a soul level, authentically, energetically, can be very different from what we are presenting in the physical 3D world. to others, and sometimes even to our own conscious self. So this is very much a spectrum. Some of what you connect with on certain days, maybe more so with the physical 3D messages. On other days, you may connect more with these soul spiritual messages, just depending on the clarity of your energy field and how connected you are at that time with your higher self, with the divine forces guiding your life. So I am going to go back to the energy oracle cards once again and speak to the physical 3D self of the divine feminine. So what is this divine feminine's physical 3D self feeling at this time? Patience, once again. The divine feminine's 3D self is strongly being asked or guided through this reading to have patience, because this is the same card that came up at the very beginning of this reading. I heard, remember your power, remember your worth, and be patient with the ways in which the energetic changes you're cultivating within yourself and within your connection are reflecting on the surface. This has been a major theme, not just now, but for the last several months. Strategy reversed. Divine feminine's 3D self, release your need to have a plan. I also heard release your ego's need to be validated or to be in the right, which is kind of a strange message. I'm not sure if this will connect with someone specifically. I heard ego confirming its own limiting beliefs. Interesting. It's almost as though I feel a divine feminine has had triggers emerging in the last few weeks or months, or maybe even more recently than that have caused her to almost have this, like, there's this kind of ego triggering here. I'm trying to find the words to describe it, but it's almost like limiting beliefs from her past about love and connection were brought to the surface, things that I feel she didn't even know that she had, beliefs she didn't even know she still had. Yeah, and this is teaching her, she's learning to release these things and fully reconnect with unconditional love, the truth of unconditional love. I heard for herself and for her twin. I'm actually hearing that things could have happened in this divine feminine's connection in the 3D with the masculine that caused her to feel cut off from his love. Sacral chakra, the second chakra is coming out here. So this could have to do with emotional or physical intimacy with this masculine being blocked in some way. And this actually could have come to the surface because unconsciously this divine feminine wasn't fully showing unconditional love to herself. And so it's like through these experiences with the masculine and the physical that could have been very painful, could have required her to really release her plan for this connection, still is requiring to release this plan that her ego has. But through these experiences, what this feminine may not realize is these experiences actually were bringing to the surface her own blocks to fully unconditionally loving and accepting herself, to move her into this state of power, self-empowerment, total unconditional self-love and self-acceptance that would then magnetize this deeper, more manifested physical connection, harmonious connection with her divine masculine. I'm really feeling guided to recommend, if you are connecting with this, a subliminal I created called the Awakened Divine Feminine. If you've just been feeling a bit out of balance or out of your power as a divine feminine, this is a wonderful sound therapy meditation tool to really amplify your divine feminine power, to get you back in touch with your intuitive side as the divine feminine, your ability to unconditionally love yourself and others, and really exude that goddess-like energy in all areas of your life. So the link to this Awakened Divine Feminine Subliminal is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. So now I want to know what is going on for this masculine in the 3D physical world. By the way, I will be channeling in the extended more specifics about how this divine feminine is being taught through these experiences with the masculine some kind of lesson when it comes to unconditional self-love and self-acceptance. I will be channeling more info on that in the extended, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box. And as I started shuffling for the Divine Masculine's 3D physical self, the card Door to Personal Healing and Happiness Reversed came out. So I'm actually going to read a little bit about this card here. You may be feeling stuck where your personal intentions are concerned. And also, the Door to Spirit upright came out as well, connecting with spiritual awakening, intuition. So I clearly see this masculine going through this very intense spiritual awakening process, which of course he's been going through for a while, but I see it intensifying. We also saw that coming out earlier when we were speaking about some of the effects of the ego death taking place for the masculine through that spiritual awakening. Specific plans for personal change may be being blocked. If you are experiencing that as a divine masculine, I heard divinely blocked. I heard that certain things for the masculine, I heard personal frustration. So there could be a masculine feeling frustrated because certain things when it comes to finances, job, business, life path, relationships may feel like they just aren't working. But I see someone who's like hammering something and it's like they're not even looking in the right direction of what they need to be building. So they're being kind of like guided to look and build a life, a relationship, whatever the case is, in a different direction, which is why this person is experiencing this frustration. It's actually divine intervention. Remember that your intentions need to be clear and unconflicted. Whatever you're working on, you need to know that you are capable of achieving it and that you deserve it. This is really interesting. So this masculine's life is, I just heard, being reordered, being aligned, but through a process that may at times cause him frustration. What else is going on for this masculine in the physical 3D worlds? The card Caring Connections came out. What is this Caring Connections card trying to speak to us here? Doubt. How is this masculine having doubt in regards to some caring connection or loving connection? Surrender. I can release my need to control. So for some of you, I feel this could be a masculine dealing with a karmic relationship in his life. These could be friendships, family members, or a karmic third-party romantic situation. And I heard something was brought to light or to the surface in this connection, this karmic connection, that has brought doubts to the surface. I feel this has caused him a lot of pain or frustration or confusion. I feel the divine feminine may or may not be aware consciously of what's going on with this, but even if she's unconsciously aware of it, she's actually assisting him in processing this karmic situation energetically, which could actually be why this divine feminine is feeling potentially exhausted, more tired, this kind of heaviness. If you are feeling that as a divine feminine, I'm actually hearing you are energetically assisting your masculine in processing out these very heavy, intense karmic energies that he's breaking out of. Also, the card Imagination came out. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. What else is going on with this masculine? It's interesting. I see this progression. We have doubt and surrender, and then on the other side, we have imagination and happiness. And I see that this masculine is almost fighting within himself. It's like he needs to move from this space of doubt, confusion, intensity to a space of surrender, releasing his need to control, surrendering to the divine forces that are very fiercely guiding him and his life. And I see that once he does this, it's like he will break through into this state of greater alignment that allows his creativity, his spiritual side to flow, to fully align his life. And then he will experience true joy as a result of that. But once again, I'm channeling this information about him being in kind of this limbo state between these two extremes, this doubt and surrender. this feeling of confusion, disalignment, trying to force things into being that aren't meant for him. And then on the other side of the spectrum, this divine connection, alignment, intuition, imagination, and true soul happiness. And I feel that he is sometimes vacillating between these spaces because of this situation. I do feel this comes down to some kind of karmic situation that again could be a literal person, a connection platonically or romantically that has caused these feelings of doubt or uncertainty, because he's being guided away from these people or this connection. Or this could be a karmic cycle. So it could be a thought pattern, a behavior pattern, something negative that in the past was interfering with his full alignment with his soul's authenticity and with his twin flame path and his divine feminine. So in the extended version, I will be channeling more specific information as to what karmic cycles, patterns, or relationships this masculine could be dealing with or experiencing doubt with specifically. And I will also be channeling the higher self love messages from the higher self of the masculine and the feminine. Again, all of that will be in the extended, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Thank you so much for joining me here today in this reading. I really hope that it resonated with you, or that you were able to glean some message from this reading that did connect with you in a meaningful way. If you did, I do hope you will consider subscribing and also leaving me a comment and just letting me know how the messages connected or which message reached you personally. The links to the subliminal meditations recommended during this reading, which are the twin flame heart chakra activation, the 7 chakra clearing, and the awakened divine feminine, all of these are linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. You can try out any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your week, and I will talk to you again in Monday's reading.